Good morning, students of Miss Lentz's 9th period English class. I'm Lloyd Jenkins.
And I'm Mayur.
And today, we will be talking about
Sonnet 116! Woo!
a brilliant poem written by none other than William Shakespeare himself, one of the best authors who had ever lived. Ever.
He wrote 154 sonnets, and obviously, Sonnet 116 is the best ever.
But before we discuss this poem, let's go over some of his background information.
William Shakespeare was born in Stratford-upon-Avon, England, in April 23rd, 1564.
He began writing his first poems in 1694 and continued his career as a poet and playwright.
This particular poem was written for the fair youth, who, according to many historians and readers, was Henry Wriothesley, 3rd Earl of Southampton.
Alright, so now we will start out by reciting the poem twice in 2 different tones.
Your job as a listener is to see which tone best fits the poem. You will be tested on this later.
Let me not to the marriage of true minds admit impedience. Love is not love, which alters when it alteration finds, or bends with the remover to remove. Oh no, it is an ever-fixed mark, that looks on tempests and is never shaken. It is the star to every wandering bark, whose worth's unknown, although his height be taken. Love's not time's fool, though rosy lips and cheeks, within his bending sickle's compass come. Love alters not with his brief hours and weeks, but bears it out even to the edge of doom. If this be error, and upon me proved, I never writ, nor no man ever loved.
Here's my take on this poem.
Alright, let's hear it.
Let me not to the marriage of true minds admit impediments. Love is not love, which alters and when it alteration finds, or bends with the remover to remove. Oh no, it is an ever-fixed mark that looks on tempest and is never shaken. It is a star with to every wandering bank, whose worth unknown, although his height be taken. Love is not time's fool, though rosy lips and cheeks, within his bending sickle's compass come. Love alters, not with his brief hours and weeks, but bears it, even out to the edge of doom. If this be error, and upon me proved, I never writ, nor no man ever loved. What is this poem primarily about, from the description I just gave?
I don't know, you tell me.
This poem is primarily about how everlasting love and how love is real.
Interesting, but what's the theme of this poem? The theme, as it is evident throughout the thematic elements, that the theme of this poem is that everlasting love is true and enduring.
What is the conceit of this poem? I'll give you a hint. Look in line 7. It can be seen in line 7 that the conceit of this poem is a nautical conceit.
Who is the speaker of this poem? Is it Shakespeare? Well, not exactly, but the speaker of this poem is the person who has experienced true everlasting love.
As you probably guessed, this is an English or Shakespearean sonnet, so it follows the Shakespearean rhyme scheme and structure. Throughout the poem, there is also a lot of symbolism used.
One example is in line 7, the star. But what is this random star, and what does it mean? Well, the star isn't just doesn't happen to be some random star. It's the North Star. And throughout this poem, it's used to symbolize how everlasting love is true and unchanging. It will always remain the same.
In conclusion, this poem talks about love in its most ideal form.
The poet praises the glories of lovers who have come to each other freely and enter into a relationship based on trust and understanding.
Now grab your electronic devices and get to Kahootin', and let's get to Kahootin'.
Cheers,
Cheers,
mate.
Saint.